What's up everyone, Tony here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest DLC character that just dropped for Dragon Ball FighterZ, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. It's no secret that Arc System Works are masters of their craft and have managed to masterfully translate panels from the Dragon Ball manga and scenes from the anime to Dragon Ball FighterZ. An interesting aspect about Gogeta is, outside of his one episode appearance in Dragon Ball GT, he has been a movie-exclusive character up to this point. And with movies come higher budgets. And with higher budgets comes some of the highest quality art and animation that you'll ever see from the Dragon Ball franchise. And anyone who has seen Gogeta in action in Fusion Reborn or Dragon Ball Super Broly know exactly what I'm getting at here. Gogeta may be, pound for pound, the most flashy and impressively animated character in Dragon Ball history. So to say my expectations are high for this character would be an understatement. Just how well was ArcSys able to translate Gogeta's breathtaking techniques from Fusion Reborn and Dragon Ball Super Broly to Dragon Ball FighterZ? Let's find out with a side-by-side comparison. Gogeta's intro cinematic comes straight out of Dragon Ball Super Broly. Right down to the swirly tornado effects, the reveal shots of Gogeta himself, and we even get this nice little detail of Vegeta blushing as he performs the ridiculous fusion dance. After giving his introduction speech, Gogeta then explodes with energy and transforms into his Super Saiyan Blue form, which is taken straight from the CG fight sequence here from DBS Broly. All in all, this intro is absolutely beautiful and pure hype. Gogeta has a whopping 4 supers to take a look at here today, 2 of which can be extended even further by burning additional meter, so let's not waste any more time and get right into them. His first level 1 super is the Big Bang Kamehameha. The only time Gogeta actually performed that move was in Dragon Ball GT episode 60 as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, so this is obviously a nod from Arc System Works to the Dragon Ball GT incarnation of the character. I'm really happy this version of the character wasn't forgotten here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Even though Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta only appeared for that single episode, the design itself is one of the more popular from the entire GT era, and to this day the form is still seen regularly through games, cards, and figures. All in all, the Big Bang Kamehameha is just a badass move, combining the 2 signature techniques of Dragon Ball's 2 main characters, so I definitely approve of it being a part of Gogeta's moveset here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I wonder if we'll ever see it again in Dragon Ball Super. I wonder if Dragon Ball Super will ever continue. Anyways, let's move on. The next level 1 super is the God Punisher, which is straight out of Dragon Ball Super Broly. This is just one of the many new techniques the DBS Broly team was able to dream up for Gogeta. And from the moment I first saw it, I knew it would work perfectly as a move in a video game. Keeping up with the animation from the Gogeta vs. Broly fight is certainly a tall task, and while the animation and direction used for the game isn't quite as fluid as the movie version, I still think this move looks really good in action. By burning another meter, Gogeta can follow up the God Punisher with his patented Stardust Breaker. I don't know about you, but I still consider this to be Gogeta's signature technique. It's just totally unique, and it looks so damn cool. It's the lasting image we have of the character from Fusion Reborn, and when I saw him busted out during DBS Broly, I almost lost it in that movie theater along with everyone else that was watching. At first, I was a bit surprised that the Stardust Breaker wasn't one of Gogeta's level 3 supers, but after seeing the level 3 they did go with, and Gogeta's dramatic finish, I can understand why this choice was made. More on those in just a moment. Gogeta's final level 1 super is the Stardust Fall. This is just another visually stunning technique performed by Gogeta in DBS Broly. and it does a wonderful job showing off just how powerful this character is. Gogeta, not satisfied with just one Stardust Fall, does a backflip, creates a ton of distance, and proceeds to deliver an absolutely massive second Stardust Fall. The Ki Blasts come raining down onto the opponent, and this move just looks awesome here in FighterZ. It's now time to look at Gogeta's level 3 super, the Meteor Explosion. I knew this was going to be in a video game the moment I saw it in the DBS Broly trailer. In fact, I wanted to see this technique specifically given the Arc Sys treatment here in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and here it is. Unfortunately, there is a big problem here, and in my opinion, we see one of Arc System Works' rare missteps on display. Gogeta's entire level 3 comes straight out of the climax of DBS Broly, with the fight between Gogeta and Broly hitting its peak. The entire Meteor Explosion sequence from the movie was animated by Yuki Hayashi, and it's one of the most unbelievable things I've ever seen in Dragon Ball. Calling this sequence over the top would be the understatement of the year. Hayashi stretches and exaggerates the Shintani character design here for Gogeta to the point where he's almost unrecognizable. This sequence truly stands out compared to the rest of the movie. It's just so incredibly ambitious and really presents Toriyama's characters and world in a way we've never seen before. This whole scene just works perfectly, and it all leads up to this wonderful shot of Gogeta's arms just shooting up into the air as the ki explodes around him. Now, while Gogeta's actual movements from the movie are captured really well here in Dragon Ball FighterZ, almost none of Hayashi's style comes across here in the game, and that sucks. We basically just see Gogeta's regular model going through the motions here with none of the exaggerated poses or movements from the movie. As the Meteor Explosion takes place, we only see Gogeta from behind. The bestial roar and facial expressions from the movie, which to me is what made the technique special, is missed entirely here, and there's just very little expression overall in the movement. Now, I understand just how stupidly difficult it probably was to try and translate Hayashi's style into the game. But honestly, degree of difficulty has never stopped Arc System Works from going that extra mile to nail the look of the anime here in Dragon Ball FighterZ, right down to the smallest detail. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they just ran out of time or budget and ended up settling on this merely good interpretation of the technique. And again, I want to reiterate that this cinematic overall still looks damn good, and if this was literally any other game, I would not have a single complaint. But Arc Sys themselves have set the bar so ridiculously high with this game that this level 3 to me just falls a bit short when it comes to recapturing the sheer, unfiltered hype from the movie. Luckily, my disappointment didn't last very long.
Outstanding!
By burning an additional 2 meters after performing the Meteor Explosion, Gogeta will perform the ultimate Kamehameha. The very same Kamehameha that put an end to the epic 45-minute fight scene from Dragon Ball Super Broly. In essence, we are looking at a level 5 super move here, which is a rarity in Dragon Ball FighterZ. But in the off chance that you do get to see one, boy do they look really damn good. Arc Sys just knows how to perfectly portray the desperation that comes from burning that much meter on such a powerful technique. The ultimate Kamehameha comes right after the Meteor Explosion in DBS Broly, and the sequence was animated by Yoshihiko UMAKOSHI. Much like Hayashi before him, UMAKOSHI stretches and exaggerates the Dragon Ball style to its absolute limits. Again, this is a stylistic choice I'm totally okay with here at the climax of this incredible battle, and it's UMAKOSHI's unique style that really sells this ferocious Kamehameha, one of the best in the history of Dragon Ball. Somehow, some way, UMAKOSHI's Gogeta comes through perfectly here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Every last detail from the movie is captured here, and what was lacking from the Meteor Explosion cinematic is more than made up for here with the ultimate Kamehameha. My favorite part of this whole scene has to be the extreme close-up on Gogeta's eye. It just brings the whole thing together and gives this scene so much energy. These extreme close-ups on eyes have become something of a signature for UMAKOSHI. Besides this already iconic shot of Gogeta, it could be seen on other occasions in DBS Broly and in other series he's worked on like One Piece as well. The extreme close-up on the eye that UMAKOSHI popularized is now done so often that such shots have been lovingly dubbed the UMAKOSHI eye by fans. And I'll be honest, I kinda fanboy out every time I see one because it's just a badass shot no matter what the situation is. All that to say, ArcSys put the UMAKOSHI eye in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think that settles it, kids. I think we are looking at the best looking super in the entire game. ArcSys, you absolute madmen, you've done it again. Now how the hell do we follow that? Well, let's look at Gogeta's outro.
Gogeta! Win!
This, my friends, is a thing of absolute beauty. It's short, but perfect.
Gogeta! Win!
Gogeta performs his infamous Turn of Death from Fusion Reborn. Aw yeah. That is the character in a nutshell for me. This silent badass who just murders his opponent without even trying. The shot from Fusion Reborn is perfectly captured here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Then, as he does his post-fight trash talk, he grabs and tugs on his vest. This wholesome pose here is, oddly enough, a shot straight out of the end credits for Dragon Ball Super Broly. I feel like only ArcSys would have such a good eye to pluck such an obscure shot of Gogeta and use it in the game. For some reason, this just works so well as a contrast to the ultra badass death stare. I absolutely love it. But the fun does not end there. ArcSys clearly wanted to go the extra mile with this character, as Gogeta also brings with him an all-new dramatic finish. The dramatic finish can be triggered on Janemba when playing on the Land of the Kai stage, and as you probably guessed, it's the iconic final fight sequence from Fusion Reborn between Gogeta and Janemba. Just to make this all perfectly authentic, the scene begins with Gogeta actually powering down from his blue form and going regular Super Saiyan. Now the stage is set for a dramatic finish that recaptures what is, in my mind, an all-time top 5 moment in Dragon Ball history. The final moments play out from the perspective of the little demon kid who is now no longer possessed by Janemba. Just like the movie, he looks up at this super intimidating jack dude with spiky golden hair and gets out of there as soon as humanly possible. Unfortunately, this is all done from a POV perspective, and ArcSys does not create an entirely new model for this teenage demon. You know what? I take back everything I said. Gogeta cinematics are awful, and ArcSys is totally being lazy here. Like, how could you not create a model for the Psych Demon? Of course, I'm just kidding, kids. As you'd expect from ArcSys, it's perfect, it's all there, and they have more than done this iconic scene justice here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And that's gonna wrap it up for Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Outside of that small misstep with the Meteor Explosion Super, the presentation of this character is as good as it gets here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Overall, ArcSys has done Gogeta very proud and masterfully replicated his awesome techniques. Techniques that come from two of the very most beautiful works of Dragon Ball animation ever produced. In the end, we have a character that really represents a wide spectrum of Dragon Ball's animation style. We see both the old school and the new all wrapped into one character, and all looking so damn good in the process. As a massive Gogeta fan myself, I couldn't be happier seeing some of these amazing scenes play out here perfectly in Dragon Ball FighterZ. With that, there's now only one character left to come with Season 2, and that's DBS Broly. The new Broly? The canon Broly? I don't know what exactly to call this guy, I'm sorry. We need to figure out a nickname or something because this is just getting way too confusing with all the duplicate characters. We don't have a date yet for new Broly, but as soon as he is released, look forward to another side-by-side comparison video like this one here on the channel. If that sounds good to you and you want to see more Dragon Ball FighterZ and Dragon Ball content, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Every night I pray to the Toei gods that they'll announce the return of Dragon Ball Super, but those prayers seem to be falling on deaf ears. Maybe early 2020? Either way, until next time, thanks so much for watching everyone, and take care.